What's happening, everybody? Good morning for some of you out there in the West. This is Ron Tucker. Man, I got to take a drink because water, of course. Of course, if I was Donald Trump right now, I'd probably be hitting the sauce real hard tonight. Boy, man, he got blasted tonight. Uh, man, Kamala gave him the business. I mean, if it was like a boxing match, it was over in the third round. They had to call the fight. Trump couldn't get back to the ring. He was still sitting on the stool, so they threw in the towel. Say, he's through. I ain't gonna gloat too hard tonight, even though I'm very, very pleased with the performance that Kamala Harris put forth. But I am happy. Matter of fact, I'm overjoyed and ecstatic because to me, she put him to sleep and put all the other innuendos and all the individuals who felt like she didn't have what it takes, she don't have the composure, uh, he's gonna do this to her, he's gonna do that to her, he's the man with the plan. Obviously, that's definitely a misnomer. He didn't have a plan for anything. He definitely didn't plan for this. He got smoked. Plain and simple. He got cooked. She gave him the business. I'll use another boxing analogy. Trump came into the ring kind of like, you know, Foreman and Ali. She didn't even put the rope a dope on him, though. It was a straight right. Caught him in the solar plexus. Did the shoe shine on him. Caught him with another jab, an uppercut. And then left hook got him. Referee didn't have to count. He's out. That's about how it went tonight. I'm not going to go into a lot of details, all the nuances about it. I'm not even going to try to remember everything that was said because uh, to me it was a swift killing, a mercy killing, really. Trump knew that he was on the ropes probably after the first 6, 7 minutes of the debate. Uh, she was catching him, and he couldn't deflect those blows. Too many body shots. And then when he started getting flustered, you knew it was coming. I said that in my previous video I just dropped this afternoon. Pretty much how it was going to go down and what Trump was going to do, how he's going to act and respond, because he's predictable. See, when you ain't got no policies and no plans in the first place, what you got to work on? If the cupboard's bare, you got to go to the store and get something. He forgot to go to the store. My bad. He probably went to the store and forgot his wallet. I've done that a few times. But anyway, yeah, my man was toast. He, he came into the debate, and I don't know if he listened to his handlers or what. Maybe he was talking about firing everybody tonight. He should have fired them. And it was funny when he was talking about that Kamala, Joe Biden. I guess he was talking about anybody don't have the chutzpah and the gumption to just fire away. Yeah, he thought he was on The Apprentice again. Look, if anybody should have been fired, period, for anything at any time, you should have got fired in your handling of the COVID crisis. And see, she carved him up. He didn't really have no answer for nothing. He just started getting out of control. You could see that he was losing his composure. He was gripping. near the end of the debate, you saw the sweat on the upper part of his lips because he knew he blew. He knew it. There wasn't no doubt about this debate. And, it's almost like poetic justice to me. Trump had been crowing all the time ever since, the Biden debacle and made it seem like, oh, he was the big, brash, bad guy. He vanquished Joe Biden. No, he didn't. Biden just wasn't on his game, and whether it was because of a cold or sickness, whatever he was dealing with, I mean, that's always going to be up for debate. And you can't really use those things as an excuse for only for so long, because it kind of runs out of steam. And they're like, okay, well, you didn't look good, Joe. You just your game was off. So excuse me. Trump now and his supporters, I'm sure, they're gonna cry foul about. I ain't looked at anything that some of the other people on the other side have probably been saying about the debate and how it ended. Nothing. I ain't seen nothing so far. I guess I'll catch it all in the morning. But I think I heard Trump somebody said something about him complaining about he was basically, I guess, handicapped. It was 3-1. The two moderators and her against him. And she didn't have a separate set of questions. It's just that she showed that she's got more leadership skills and qualities. She kept her composure. She kept her cool for the most part. I mean, there were times when he was lying so much, even she got flustered a little bit, but she kept it pretty much in check. But see, when old Wile E. Coyote, when he started running out of real estate and he was heading for that cliff, she just went on and put that foot in his back and just pushed him right on over, because she baited him. She said certain things that, those trigger buttons got him. And he responded in true Trump fashion, angry, lashing out, trying to call names, bringing other people's names to the equation, talking about Biden. She had to check him one time and say, hey, look here, man, you ain't debating Joe Biden, you debating me. And you remember she said a long time ago, you got something to say about me, you say it to my face. They went face to face tonight, and she about smacked his face off his head. Because she probably got a lot of orange stuff on her hands, but she can always wash that off. Brush it off. That's how she treated him, like a rookie. Wasn't a good day for Trump. Now he knows how Joe Biden feels now. See, you took credit for Joe leaving the ring, so to speak, leaving the game, and then you're going to yell at her like she forced Joe Biden out just to get at you. Now, Joe Biden made the decision, and now that we look at it, looked pretty damn good to me from my vantage point. I don't know about you, Trump, but like I said, dims are the brakes. Well, the build up to this heavyweight fight, the hype was nice, but the action within, Trump, he didn't cover up enough. Should have stayed off the ropes. He just didn't handle it. I keep using these boxing analogies and whatnot, but you get my point. Where he thought, because of his ego and his bravado, him being braggadocious and everything, Donald Trump thought more of his name and thought his status, as he perceives himself, was going to carry the day. it kind of likened me to this video I shared with one of my relatives a couple of days ago, and some of my family, where these Republicans were getting into it at this town hall meeting, and this real big, huge white guy, he's about the size of the late Michael Clark Duncan, that is, uh, played in the Green Mile. For those who don't remember who he was, huge dude like he's about 6'7", 6'8", big corn-fed dude, looked like man, he looked like the Hulk. And he said something derogatory about this lady that this other guy either was with or know her or something like that. This girl allegedly had a ring nose, and this big guy yelled over there across the room, said she need to polish her ring nose. And this other guy, he's short by stature versus that Paul Bunyan looking dude, he took exception to it, and he walked around through the hall in the room they were in, and came down the aisle, and the big dude came hulking down there, big, stumbling, just stomping towards the little guy. Man, that little dude hit him with he must have, like one of the cartoons where they put their thumb in their mouth and blow the fist up, and the fist must have had a keg of dynamite in it, because he hit that big dude. Whoo! One shot, dropped him like a bad habit. And my man fell like a ton of bricks. It was over. So, I kind of think Trump probably felt like he got hit with a ton of bricks. But see, that's what happens sometimes when you let that Doberman mouth get that Chihuahua ass in a bind. He say, don't let your mouth write a check that your ass can't cash. And Trump met his match tonight. Got overconfident with all the hype that these people have been feeding him. Like I said, those are the people that should have got fired, with his campaign people, for allowing him to come in there unprepared. Because they all said, oh, Trump don't need no prepping. Kamala's doing all this prepping for 4 days, whatever, at the Omni Hotel. She must be scared. She need to do all this prepping. Trump would have done a good service to himself if he had gotten that kind of fear in his heart. Because my man looked like he thought he was at one of his rallies. She dogged him. Now they're gonna try to put a spin on all the people who are just as embarrassed as he is right now. His supporters, his the media people, all this the sycophants and everybody in his orbit. They gonna have an excuse tomorrow. They gonna talk about, he was at a disadvantage because he wasn't on Fox. It ain't gonna make no difference where they square off it again if there's another debate. If I was Kamala, I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to see any more of this. Unless you want some more of this, I don't think you want no more of this. I think you'd have had enough. You had enough, haven't you? Sure. I think you had enough. And let's make this clear. You don't want no more of me. You don't want no more of this black woman. I know you don't like women too much unless you're trying to do something. Well, all right, I'm going to leave that one alone. Because she already mentioned that he's, an abuser on the sexual side. So, and she pretty much covered all bases and called him a disgrace twice and told him she got about 200 Republicans that are on her side now. And told him also, while he was standing there looking at her all pop-eyed and everything, that some of the people that he worked with, maybe some of those people he fired, told her to tell him that he's a disgrace. In other words, he's a bum. LeBron told you that a long time ago. You didn't listen to him. He told you were a bum. You should have believed him. You should have heard him. You should have listened. Should have took heed. But sometimes these things, they happen. And she shared with the whole world and dressed him down and exposed him for the fraud, the crook, the con, the incompetent, nincompoop, imbecile that he is. The man was all over the place tonight, just like I know he would. Like I said in some other videos, including my most recent one. Trump is going to be who he is, and it was shown tonight. And everybody witnessed it. It's time for his aides and other people to go take care of that cleanup, that spill on aisle 7. It wasn't a good night for him. He was so pathetic that it was like witnessing just the ruination, the just the tearing down of somebody who thought his stature and his brand was above reproach. And he figured, she's not smart enough, like he said before. She don't have the skills. She ain't never done nothing. She ain't done this. She's not this. Her laugh is grating on all the stuff, all the negative stuff that she was talking about tonight that everybody's tired of. See, his act is tired. It's worn out. Oh, but when she mentioned the fact that people were leaving his rallies and they were bored, and they said, oh, that was that tripwire she set for him, and he tripped on it. Got him. And he was shook from that point on. She knew she had him right where she wanted him, because she told him a long time ago, I've convicted people like you. I know your type. I know just how to deal with you. Last but not least, to add insult to injury and put that cherry on top of that sundae, the Swifties have been unleashed tonight. Taylor Swift made her declaration. Said she's rolling with Kamala. I know the Trump campaign, all you can hear them and Trump saying after that was, what? Oh, snap. It's over, folks. It's all over but the shouting now. It's over. Now, I'm not saying that Kamala is going to win this thing in a landslide. I'm not even going to say it's going to be a comfortable margin. But it might be. I don't care if it's by 1 vote. As long as she wins. Because she just showed America and the world the kind of leader that she is and will be versus this other. She was going to say something about him, and I don't know if she wanted to call him a creature or a bum or what, but she finally spit it out, either this guy over here or the former president. But she was tempted, and I was like, oh, Don't do it. Don't do it, Kamala. I know you want to probably fire him real bad. Because he is just a piece of you know what. And it showed tonight. It showed. We've been saying it for a long time. And it took all this time, hopefully, for some people to open their eyes and recognize he ain't the one for the job. If he was that good, he's talking about, well, you've been in the job for three and a half years. How come you haven't done all this stuff by now? How come you haven't done it yet? How come you haven't? I'm thinking, fool, you were the president for 4 years, and you didn't do nothing that you claimed you were going to do. Just like tonight when you're talking about, when they ask you about, oh, what about the Affordable Care Act? You got a plan for it? You got a better plan? You got a better deal? I got a concept. You always got a concept, Trump. But conceptually, you ain't never got a plan that comes from that concept that ever bears any fruit. It never comes to fruition. It's never finished. Just like the border wall. When you going to finish that one that you claimed and promised the American people that Mexico's going to pay for it? I know it's an old refrain that I'm using, but it just goes back to then. You were lying, just like you're lying today. Nothing but promises. But one thing we know for sure, and she pointed out tonight, you definitely gonna cozy up to those dictators, and like she basically said, you'll want to be yourself. You jealous of those people, those dictators like Viktor Orban. Got the nerve to bring his name up in the conversation for what? Well, what kind of credence is he gonna lend to the conversation about why you're qualified to be president again? Viktor Orban? Come on, man. All over the place. Bringing up everybody and anybody to support your case, but you ain't got no case. Case closed. I mean, anybody who wants to vote for this clown now, after that undressing tonight, well, may God bless you. Because you need some psychiatric help. That's all I can say. Well, folks, I'm going to take leave of everybody because I think I done ranted, raved, and chuckled enough about my main man. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to get a good night's sleep, I'm sure. I don't know about Trump, but most likely he probably on Truth Social right now, blowing it up. I believe he'll probably be on there all night because he ain't got anything else to do. He just got his butt waxed tonight, and he probably got his tail between his legs, licking his wounds. Yep, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. But I've said it many times, and I'll say it again. Let Trump be Trump. And I've said it 1,000 times to people, even on some of my videos. He's going to bring it home. The victory. I'll lay it right down on our feet. Because he doesn't have any choice anymore. He's a fraud. He's been exposed. And now he realizes even more so that that block of numbers underneath that chin is looking pretty apparent now. It's coming. Them numbers. Numbers. Inmate number, whatever his number is going to be, the string, but he's feeling it. Well, he better hope at all those lower level Republicans at those election booths, and when it's time to vote, and all those different precincts, that those crooked criminals that they set up there and to infiltrate our voting apparatus, our election apparatus, can go ahead and try to do their dirt. And then they talk about they ain't gonna certify the election, especially if he comes up on the short end of the stick. Where he thinks, look, that stick is gonna be real short, and he ain't looking swell at all. So anyway, hey, all you folks out there, have a good night, have a good morning, and thanks for watching my channel at Ron's Talking. Give me a thumbs up if you choose. Subscribe if you will. I appreciate it. And I'll be talking to all you folks soon because this is just the beginning. We got to get Kamala Harris in. I do my part. Y'all do y'all part. And we will win, like she says, because we ain't going back. All right. I'll talk to you folks later. Have a great one. Ron Tucker, out.